Hi YouTube. I haven't talked to you guys in like forever. But me and my sister, we've had a lot going on. I didn't just graduate. I graduated in May. And my sister has been trying to move out, and we're both at different points in where we're trying to move forward with our life. So we had to cut away from YouTube. It was taking up a lot of time. But now we're back. First it's me or whatever, and then my sister, once she moves into our new house, she's gonna start filming more there, and we're gonna film more videos together. But I couldn't stay away any longer. So today I'm gonna do a story time video, and it's basically gonna be about my first job ever. My first and my worst job ever, basically. And so I guess I should start by saying when I was in school, I was in work study, and so I was searching for a job. And I'm sorry, the whole time I was looking at the viewfinder instead of the camera. I'm gonna look at you guys now. But the whole time I'm trying to find a job, and I really didn't want to go to fast food. Not because like, oh, I'm too good for that, because that's definitely not the case. But I heard a lot of stories about, what you see when you work there, and I didn't want to go work for a restaurant and see stuff and not be able to eat there again. So that was really off my list. But the time we had a deadline to find a job by, and I went to Panda Express one day and they were hiring. So I was like, I talked to the manager, and she basically was saying, yeah, go ahead, apply. And even though I was only 17 at the time, she was gonna, once I turned 18, she was just go ahead and give me the job.
So, I'm so excited. It's my first job, and it's actually a pretty good job for fast food. I got paid $9 an hour or whatever. Most fast food places don't pay that. So, I was really looking forward to working there.
So I come in on my first day, and I want to say my first day was like a Friday or a Saturday. I'm not sure which one. But before I get into that, let me tell you, I go to that Panda Express all the time. And every time I go there, it's like never, ever crowded. It's normally maybe 3 or 4 people in front of us at the very most. So, I'm like, this is an easy job for good pay. Why not? So I go there, and it's like a Friday or a Saturday or whatever. So, we go, my manager takes me to the back, and we, fill out all the stuff on the computer, and everything's going fine. But then she she tells me like how to do, like, okay, this is how you serve the plate. We do 1 scoop of this. Alright, I'm getting it. And it starts getting kind of busy. Now, this is my first day, my first job. She knows this, and I kind of just get thrown in there. So, I know I'm making a lot of mistakes. And we had to make like teriyaki chicken. Well, we didn't have to make it, but we had to serve it. And when you serve it, you take a piece and you cut it up. I don't cook, so I didn't know how to cut it up, and it was just looking so horrible. Like so many times my other co-workers, they would come in and cut it up for me. It was so embarrassing. But after my first day, I was like so done with the job. Like, it was so much and so much work, and it wasn't necessarily that it was so much work. It was so fast paced, and I didn't think I was gonna catch on. So I was just like, oh my Jesus, I hate this. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna look for another job. But I start going back or whatever, and I start making friends, and I start liking the job. I start getting really good at it. So yeah, I'm like, you know what? No, this is a good job. I'm gonna keep it. I'm making good money for a senior in high school. It's no point of switching jobs. So when I first got there, I was working with, how many people? Probably like 4 people in the front area. Like, we had cooks and stuff like that, but I don't count them or whatever, because we have 2 separate jobs kind of. So it was 4 people who do the front, like drive through, take orders, ring up, or whatever, including me. So I was the 5th person. So I started making friends with them, and we started talking, and they're just telling me like basically how they're all like 3 out of the 4 are going to quit. The other one kind of got hired maybe a couple weeks before me, but 3 out of the 4, they're like, oh,
we're gonna quit, we hate it here. And I'm just like, I don't understand. Like, the manager, she's really nice, and everything's going completely fine. Like, what do you mean? And they're like, well, that's how it was for us when we first came. Or when they had another manager before, so when the new manager came, they said that's how she was at first with us, and then things just started changing. So, I'm kind of like, whatever. Maybe they're just ready to get out fast food and they're just trying to make up some excuses or something. I don't know. I just said, okay, whatever. I like it. It's fine. So,
of course, all of them, they decide, basically, they quit. Basically, in a matter of 2 weeks, they all 3 of them quit. And so my manager's really upset and sad or whatever. And I'm just kind of like, oh, it's fine. Even though I'm in school, I can help work some more hours. And it's fine. Me and the other girl that was there, we're like, we will help you. It's no problem. We'll work some more hours. Don't worry about it. So, we start working there or whatever. And me and the girl that, didn't quit, we get really close. And we become friends and other people start working there and blah, blah, blah. And it's fine. So, before I can even get into, like, all my problems with, like, the managers, my manager, the cooks and stuff like that, let me just start by telling y'all
I had the craziest customers ever.
I think one of the first times that, like, a customer legit was, like, angry at me, not just, like, a little attitude, like, legit angry at me, was I hadn't been working there that long, so I hadn't experienced customers with a little attitude, but I was just like,
hi, I'm Mr. Panda. What can I get for you? Check some egg rolls, spring rolls, anything to drink.
just so nice. So, the teriyaki chicken we have is really popular, and it takes like 10 minutes to cook. So if we're really, really packed busy, or whatever, then the teriyaki is always going to be a wait on it. If we're really busy, everyone orders it, so it's always a wait on it. So this guy comes in or whatever, and he's like, the rice was cooking. Like I said, we were really, really busy, so the rice was cooking, but it was finishing up. It was about to come out. I'm pretty sure he had chow mein ready. I'm not sure at the time, but I'm like,
Oh, hi, welcome to Panda. Would you like to sample anything? No, I'm good. Okay, what can I get for you? And then he's like,
Well, it looks like you don't have anything I want ready.
I'm like, Jasmine, breathe. I'm like, so what were you trying to get? Write it down, and I just gotta read it up, and we can, it's something for the video, make it play, and get you on out the door. He's like,
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll wait. Y'all never have the teriyaki chicken ready when I come in here.
this man, I didn't even describe him to you. This man is huge. Like, mind you, I am 5'1". So most of the people that come in there are towering over me anyway. But this man, I'm so horrible at guesstimating heights, but this man was really, really tall. He was not kind of big. He was really big, and really intimidating. And so when he started like yelling at me, I'm like, what in the world? Like, I don't know how to handle the situation, and I'm not sure. I believe my manager was not there that day. So I'm just like, oh man, what do I do? So I'm just kind of like ignoring him, like looking at him, but not really responding because I don't know what he wants me to say. So then finally, when he tells me he wants a teriyaki or whatever, I'm like,
well, when we get really busy, we normally have a wait on it because it takes a really long time to cook.
He doesn't care. Like, this man screaming at me like
This is unacceptable.
like just straight going off of me, and his wife is just kind of standing there like, and I'm just like, can you get your husband? Like, I'm about to lose my job. So finally the teriyaki's ready or whatever, and he's I don't remember if this is a long time ago, so I can't remember if it was when I was cutting up his teriyaki or when I was still talking to him, but he was like,
Do you think this is acceptable?
And I was like, well, yes, actually, we're pretty busy, so.
I know that was the wrong thing to say, and then, the customer's always right, but he had pushed me to my limit. And for you to be a grown man yelling at me, like, I'm only 18, why are you yelling at me like this? Like, it's not my job to go back there and cook the food, so I can't help if the food is not ready. Whatever. So that was my first experience. He was angry. He left. I'm not gonna say it was my next like event. I don't know what order this came in, but then we had a couple come in or whatever, or whatever, and they came in pretty often. And when the first time they came in, like the people who worked there for a while, they're like, no, Jasmine, take the order, and I'm just like, okay, whatever.
I'm like, hi, welcome to Panda. Would you like to sample anything?
They're like, yeah, let me sample this, let me sample this. I'm like, okay, here you go, you know, hi, okay, what can I get for you? And then they're like, well,
can we get some fresh chow mein?
I'm like, well, this just came out a couple minutes ago. Yeah, I don't think we're cooking anymore.
He's like, well, can we get some fresh chow mein and some fresh sweet fire?
I'm looking like, I didn't know how to handle the situation because we don't call for more food unless it's like, you know, almost empty. So it's a full like pan of chow mein, it's a full pan of sweet fire, and I'm just like, we're not cooking anymore. So I'm like, well, give me just 1 second, let me talk to a manager or someone. And I believe my manager wasn't there again, so
I asked him, like, what am I supposed to do? They asked me for fresh stuff. We have a full pan.
So basically, these people come in every single time. They don't care if the chow mein or sweet fire came in like 2 seconds, came out like 2 seconds ago. They were asking for more. And so basically it got to the point where we're like, you know what? Everybody avoids. Like, you are like the loser if you have to take the order. I know one time I was in the, it's normally like 2 people in the front if it's kind of busy and 1 person on the drive-thru. So I was one of the people in front, and when I saw them, I'm like, I took the people in front of them, and then when I rung them up, I'm like, hey, can you take their order? I'm going to the restroom. And I just stayed in the restroom. And so we have like headsets where we can talk to each other and take drive-thru orders.
So I'm like, okay, did you take the order yet? Did you take the order yet? I'm not coming out till you take the order.
And I think they caught on. They're like, yeah, we get it. No one wants to take our order. And I'm like, wait. And like, they're joking, laughing. I'm like, you're proud of this? Like, I never want to be the one to go to a restaurant and act so crazy for no reason. And people don't want to take my order next time I come in. Like, that's a shame. But they were happy about it. Like, it was like a award for them. But I do remember one time I was taking their order and I had to, you know, ring them up and everything. So we get to the register, swipe their card. Okay. And I was just like, yeah, it's not going through. It's declined.
Got him! Got him!
That was like the best moment of my life, because that's what you get. Like, I'm normally, when people cards are declined, I'm not trying to be like all like, you broke. No, I understand, like, people have hard times, but with them I'm like, yep, it's declined, give me some money or something, or you know, I'll take the food, it's fine. But the lady ended up having to pay. Let's see, what else? Oh, okay, I guess, before I move on to the manager stories, let me tell you one more crazy story that happened to me when with a customer. So I never got that good at drive-thru. I never was that good at drive-thru, to be honest. Like, it was really fast paced. You have to take the orders, make the orders, take their money, give them the food, make sure they have all the sauces and stuff. So I just never was that good at. I was never that good at drive-thru. So one day, it was a slow day. They put me on drive-thru so I can learn. So I'm doing it or whatever. So this one lady comes up, and I don't remember like her whole order. I just know she ordered a kids meal. So I give her food, she pays, I give her food, and then I'm like, what was the drink again or whatever? Or no, I knew the drink. I was like, give me 1 second, let me make the drink. So, sorry if you heard that, that was my phone. So I go to make the drink or whatever, put the top on, get me a straw. I go to the window, I'm like, whoa, she's gone. And I'm looking like, see if maybe she pulled up or something. I was really confused. So I go and I'm looking and like she's just gone. So I'm like, I guess maybe she didn't want the drink. So, you know, I'm like, whatever. I mean, she paid for it. I can't do nothing about it now. I don't have her number to call her like, hey, you left your drink. So we get a call. I don't know how long after that. Maybe 20 minutes, 10 minutes. I'm not sure. So then we get a call. I answer the phone. And I'm like,
hi, welcome. Thank you for choosing calling Panda Express. How may I help you? And she's like, oh, and I say, hi, my name is Jasmine. Thank you for choosing Panda Express. How may I help you? Something like that. So she's like, yes, Jasmine. Girl, what I'm doing is like, I just came there not too long ago, and you forgot to put my kids' drink in the back.
gotta put my kid's drink in the bag.
Well, ma'am, I was gonna grab the drink and I told you to hold on for a second. I came back with the drink, you were gone.
Well, you should have given me the drink in the first place. I paid for it. And
It's like, did this lady just tell me? Keep in mind, we don't have like juices or anything like that. We have like kids have a regular cup with Sierra Mist, lemonade, whatever they get. It's not anything special for kids. So I was legit confused why she wanted me to put the drink in the bag and yelling at me like that's something normal. And it wasn't like I just kind of, gave her food and walked off. No, I gave her food like, hey, can you hold on 1 second? Let me grab your drink. She left. What was I to do then? But me and my coworkers, like, we died of laughter that whole day over that. Like, every time somebody ordered a kid's meal, I'm like,
don't forget to put the drink in the bag.
I just don't even understand people. Okay, so now that I got like a couple customer experiences, let me start talking about management. So we started having a lot of issues with my manager. She just always wanted to complain about how everything needs to be perfect. And I'm like, I understand that you're trying to run a nice business, but what she didn't understand was people were trying their hardest. Like, we weren't like slacking, we would try our hardest, whatever, and then for her to come in the next day and just be like,
it's horrible here, it's a mess, and we're just like, well dang, we tried, like we thought we did a good job.
so that was some of the problems. So some days, the only day I used to work in the mornings was Sundays, because I had school Monday through Friday, and Saturdays I just normally worked in the evenings. So the Sunday I come in, we open at 11. Normally I'm supposed to be there by 11 because we don't have much to do in the morning. So 10:30 to 11 depending on the schedule. So I want to say I was running late this morning. I'm not really sure. But I get there, and normally if I'm supposed to be there at 11, somebody's supposed to be there at 10:30 to open the store, if get anything that wasn't done last night done. She was standing up. She was standing by the door, and she's like, I don't have a key. One of the cooks don't have the key either, and our manager isn't answering the phone. I almost said her name. So I'm like, what do you mean? Like, how does nobody have a key? Like, how are we supposed to get in? So apparently, since I'm never the one that's supposed to be there at first, I've never had to get the key. But apparently, one of the cooks always have the keys. They kind of distribute it amongst themselves. Like, whoever's coming in the next day first, they get the key. Some kind of way that didn't happen. But, so we're calling our manager.
Like, hey, we can't get in the store. It's almost 11 o'clock. What are we gonna do?
So we're calling, like, she's like, my friend's like, we've called, like, I don't know how many times. I called her so many times, she's not answering. I'm like, well, let me just make sure. Let me call her, or whatever. Maybe she sees both of us calling, she'll know something's wrong. So I'm calling, she's not answering. So we sit there to, like, it had to be at least 11:30 at least. And I'm like, well, if she's not answering, we can't get in. We can't, do anything. We even called the manager of another store that we know. And she's like, well, just keep calling her. I'm going to try to call her. I'm not really sure. I don't have a key. We didn't have anything to do. So we were legit just sitting in the Panda Express parking lot like, what now? So we just decide, I'm like, I'm going home. Like, we obviously not going to get the store open. I'm going home. So my friend, she calls her ride. Her rides get there. She leaves. She goes home. Maybe, I live like 15 minutes away from the Panda Express I worked at. So I'm like, I get home, 20 minutes later, I get a text like, the door's open. We got the doors open. I'm like,
really? Like, really? The moment I get home, now you want to call me, like, come back? And I was really considering not coming back because I found it really unprofessional for you not to answer your phone.
I just went ahead and went in, trying to be nice. And one of my friends gonna come in. So it was only 2 of us for a while. So it was crazy. But I'm like, and she's claiming she had this family emergency. And she left her phone at home. And I'm like, okay, even if that's 100% true, you should have made sure the night before that the person had the right key. the person who needed it had the key, because normally the cook has it, but the cook wasn't, I forgot, something happened with the cooks where one cook wasn't there or something like that, where they couldn't exchange the keys. So it was on her. She was supposed to tell my coworker, like, hey, get the key, because the cook isn't gonna have it. But of course she runs out there. We closed at we closed on 9 or 9:30 on the inside and 10 or 10:30 on the drive-thru. And so she runs out of there like 7 o'clock, 8, right before we closed, or even earlier sometimes. Whenever she wants, she just leaves and goes and does I don't know what. So she was so rushing to get out of there, she didn't tell nobody, hey, get the key for tomorrow. So that was one of the things. And it was just, I don't know, it got to the point where I hated going to work. Like, I actually like my job. I like working with people. You know, you get people that just make your day sometimes. Like, people will come in like, oh, you just brighten up this whole restaurant. Like, not necessarily flirting with me, but like genuinely just being nice. So like people like that, they just really make your day, and it's just nice to you know, be around that. And I like my coworkers at the front. The cooks were they were Mexican, and I'm pretty sure some of them were racist. Well, we didn't have, all of them weren't Mexican, but a couple of them were, and I'm pretty sure they were racist and didn't like black people, because they didn't like me the moment I stepped in the door. Like I didn't have time to say hey or anything, and they already were giving me dirty looks. So yeah, they didn't like that, and it was just, I genuinely liked my job, but it got to the point where the cooks were starting to be like, act like kids. Like, these people are older than me or whatever. They're grown, have kids and stuff like that, and they would do petty stuff like, we have to call for the food at the front, and we'll call for something, and then they won't make it. And then we're like 10 minutes later, when everything's going, someone's waiting on it, they're having an attitude because we're like,
Or chicken waiting or whatever. Like, why didn't you call for it before? I called for it, she called for it, he called for it. What do you want me to do? Like,
so it got really bad, and I just decided, I just quit. Like, it was not worth it. It was good money, it was a fun job, but it wasn't worth it. But I think that's really all I wanted to tell you guys for this story time. I'm trying to think. I may talk about like some of my crazy high school experiences, if that's really what y'all want to hear about next, or tell me what kind of story times y'all want to hear. I'm trying to think of interesting stuff that happened in my life. Like, I don't know. I almost drowned in 3 feet before. That wouldn't be a long video, but I can tell y'all that. I almost drowned in 3 feet.
don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We're putting out more videos, so tell us what you want to see.